Hey guys, it's Code Grammar. Welcome to the second part of this series on building a robot with me. And today we'll be modeling the mechanical design of this robot. We'll be modeling it on Fusion 360. So yeah, I like using Fusion 360. I do have SolidWorks, but for some reason I just kind of got used to Fusion 360 and I like using it. So, and it's free, so we'll be jumping into the computer in a little bit for a time lapse and then a short walkthrough of the design after that. So it probably won't be completed in this video, but it'll be a start on the mechanical design. So yeah, my plan right now is to have two wheels in the middle so that way it can rotate in place, and then caster wheels on each end so that way it can turn in place. And then I think I'll have the battery probably on top of those middle wheels so that way there's more weight and then it has a little bit more traction with the ground. I think that could be helpful, but we'll see what happens. So let's jump into the time lapse and stay tuned for that.
I'm yours.
So now I'm over here on my computer and I'm going to show you guys what I've done so far in terms of the mechanical design. So I haven't done too much, but I have done a little bit of the basic design. So as you can see right here, I have the Raspberry Pi mounted by, well, put in place by these little peg things, whatever you want to call them, little walls. And then I have this hole because I want to say material. And then I have these mounts for the motors. Now I did import this from the website, which has these public Fusion 360 models for free. I just download them. They took quite a while to import, especially this one because it's made up of all these tiny components. But anyways, yeah, I have this, which will allow me to design different kinds of mounts for the camera, the live cam, because I'm not sure exactly how that should work and what's the best way of doing it. So this leaves room for experimenting where I can just pop them in here and then they can kind of stay in place while I test it, and then when I like it I can glue it in, and that will allow me to do some cool stuff. So the things that are left to do is to figure out what I'm going to put here, so that way when it turns in place, it can not scratch the floor and be tilting. Instead, you want it to be leveled and you want it to slide easily, because since these are around the center, they're not exactly in the center, but they're pretty close to the center. And yeah, if they're not in the center, I can just shift the contacts with the floor. Now, something that I just realized is that if I want to put a wheel here, I can't have this giant hole, so I'm gonna have to patch that up. I am recording this using OBS Studio, and it doesn't really, Fusion 360 doesn't really like to be recorded, so sorry if there's like a bunch of lag or something. Make sure it's recording. Yeah, it's recording. So yeah, that ran too smoothly. I thought it wasn't recording. And then I have these like rounded edges using the fillet tool. That worked pretty well. And yeah, next is the camera mount, then actually no, I think the wheel should go first, then the camera mount, and then the motor driver mount, because I do have the motor driver and it needs to be mounted so that way it doesn't just flop around and the wires like disconnect, because that's like super annoying. I don't want that to happen, so instead I'm going to put that there. Then the battery will go here. I might make little arches for them to fit, for the battery to fit snug, and then I need to figure out the wires. So the wire might go through the bottom and then meet the Raspberry Pi over here. I might instead turn the Raspberry Pi over. Maybe I'll even put the battery underneath, but I don't really want to do that because I will have the wheels there, so I don't think I should do that. I could have the battery going this way, vertically, looking in this direction rather than horizontal like the Raspberry Pi, but I'm still figuring things out. And yeah, so at least I have a basic design here. Then once I finish it, then we can just 3D print it, wire it up and put it together, and then finish the programming for the motors, because I've done a little bit of work on that, just testing them, and they seem to work fine. Something I need to test though is that the Raspberry Pi and the battery pack can power both the motor driver for the motors and the camera at the same time, because I know some battery packs and some even just like outlet little transformers, or some people call them cubes. They can't supply enough current just for the camera, so I know the battery pack that I'm using can supply for the motors, it can supply for the camera, but I don't know if it can do that at the same time, so I will need to check on that. So I'm about halfway done by now, because I'm sure those mounting things are a little bit more complicated than this little plate here. So if we look at the parts without the motors or the Raspberry Pi, it's pretty much just this. It's really simple. So what I'm going to actually do, because I got rid of that hole, is I'm going to create a rectangle and create a little hole, so that way we can save some material, because I don't think the battery pack will need to be supported on the bottom. That doesn't seem centered to me. Yeah, that's because it's not. It needs to be centered this way. Okay, so this should work. There we go. That's centered. That looks centered to me. So, bam, bam, bam. And I'm going to extrude this. Oh yeah, OBS didn't like that. Either OBS or Fusion 360. I think it was Fusion 360 didn't like that. Okay, now we ran into another issue where it seems to interfere with this, but that's pretty okay. I'm just going to, I guess, do it anyways, and then I'll extrude these out again. There, it's fixed. And then we're going to pop this. Actually, no, we're not going to pop that out anymore. I think that's fine. Then the motors go there. And then the Raspberry Pi goes there. So that's pretty much it for the model, at least for right now. And then we can have these. Maybe I could even have these. No, never mind. I was gonna say I could have these connected to like other things here, so that way we can have like a 4-wheel drive and I can move these forward. But maybe for like another version. For now, I would like just to spin in place like that. It can spin much faster rather than going here and then the front part slides across. I'd rather have it move from the center. I think that would be pretty cool. But anyways, that's pretty much it for today. I hope you enjoyed watching me show you the CAD and the different designs that I have in mind. So don't forget to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you really liked it, and comment about this or something else. And let me know what kind of future projects you would want to see, because if you like it and I like it, then I'll probably do it and I'll show you guys. So I hope you like this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.